My name's Mary Sue Elliott, and I'm a registered nurse here at Grande Ronde Hospital, and my role is the education nurse manager. And part of that role is development of the simulation program, so I am also the simulation program manager.
My name is Michael Shepard, and my role in the SIM program is I act as the simulation operations specialist. I'm the technical side of the simulations. I'm the one behind the scenes, preferably out of the room, making everything happen so it can be as realistic as possible for the clinical staff as they do the simulation.
So I'm Dr. Stacey Whitaker. I'm an OBGYN at Grande Ronde Hospital. Also on the simulation team. I consider myself part of it because I've been doing more training for it. I'm really excited about bringing everybody in the hospital together because I think it's so important, and I'm actually really psyched about I don't know if you can tell that, I'm really psyched about simulation because I think simulation is where it's at. I think the studies have proven that. I think it's where a lot of places are going now.
I think evidence-based practice is showing that simulation is crucial in healthcare development. Simulation programs are cropping up all across the country in every healthcare system, large to small, because they're showing that it's effective, because they're showing that it does let people perfect their skills and hone their techniques and try those new methodologies and make them perfect before they get into the patient's room.
So prior to getting the 3G SimMan, we used our, they're called QCPR mannequins, and you can do CPR on them and start an IV on them, but there's no patient monitor attached to them. They don't have lung sounds, they don't talk, they don't breathe. They're basically mannequins that lay there. And so it required the learners to really have to be able to have a strong sense of make-believe, and that's hard.
The SimMan is a pretty sophisticated piece of technology. It can do a wide spectrum of things. Anything from pupil dilation in response to shined light into the eyes. You can do a differential dilation, so one eye will be blown out and one be a pinpoint.
Because it can talk, it can sweat, cry, scream, and it responds to the things that you do to it.
And it was a really pretty crazy, lifelike. It's still a mannequin, it's still plastic, but it had a seizure.
As I'm in the other room, I can actually be interacting with the clinician through the mannequin, as if I were the patient. Oh, my chest hurts, or I feel uncomfortable, or I feel like there's a big weight on my chest, etc. And they can interact with that mannequin directly without somebody in the room saying, yes, he feels bad, or he feels nauseous, or this is his end-tidal CO2 now. They're actually having to look at the monitor like a real patient, interact with the patient and the monitor as if they were a normal person. It kind of builds a fiction contract with that clinician so they can forget that it's a sim as much as possible and try and treat it as a real-life event.
A lot of people get really nervous with simulations, including me when I do them. When I'm the participant, when I'm the one actually performing, you get very nervous. What's somebody going to think if you do it wrong? Are you going to, someone's going to judge you for that or whatever? It's all about learning without judgment and learning in a place that's safe to learn and having the chance to redo it. And so it gives us a chance to really learn other things that we don't see all the time. And that's the whole point of simulation. The stuff that you do all the time, you get good at that because you do it all the time. Simulation is for those things that we don't do all the time, but we need to be good at when the time does happen.
After every simulation, we cut, and we all go to a debriefing area, and then somebody leads the debrief. And the way that happens is we actually want to pull out of the learners what they saw. How did you feel? What did you learn? What could you have done better? That way we're not telling them what they did wrong, or they're pulling it out of themselves and discussing it, and we're just kind of facilitating that communication, and they figure it out. And that's the best way to learn.
Codes are like my thing I don't like. I actually would never want to run a code. So I think it's very important to run those simulations so that I'm more comfortable personally in a situation like that. There are things that we don't really ever want to honestly ever see. And so that's what simulation is really important for, is dealing with those things that don't happen very often. But when they do, it's a humongous problem if it's not taken care of in a timely and well done fashion.
It's a long process, but we're in it for the long haul, and everybody on the SIM program has a lot of passion about it.
That's what's so great about this mannequin, is it lets us let our clinicians hone those skills to a razor fine edge before they actually try them out on a patient. You don't want them practicing on grandma. You want them practicing in a safe technological environment before they get to grandma. So when they do get to grandma, they're spot on.
A lot of nurses are afraid because they feel like they got to be perfect and they can't make a mistake, but this is where we want them to make a mistake so that you learn from your mistakes and then you can correct them on the mannequin instead of in real life.
And it all comes down, you know, from Grande Ronde Hospital, from clinician to technician, it's all about patient care, and it's all about providing the best possible patient care we can.
It's a great way for everybody to learn and a safe place for everybody to learn, and it makes everybody better at their job.
Yeah, we're taking playing doctor to a whole new level.
Grande Ronde Hospital Foundation. It takes a solid foundation to build a strong hospital.